One team, one Super Bowl, two MVPs. What happened to the 1977 Dallas Cowboys? Harvey Martin, co-MVP of Super Bowl XII alongside Randy White. 2 sacks in that game. The other half of the Doomsday Defense's meanest pass rush. Then, 1984, retirement, and everything fell apart. Bankruptcies, cocaine, domestic violence charges. Tom Landry sent him to rehab as early as 1983, but it didn't stick. By 1996, Martin was jailed on cocaine and domestic violence charges, sentenced to probation and 8 months in court-ordered rehab. He clawed back, got a sales job at Dallas company Arrow Magnolia, started speaking to kids and addicts about what the drugs cost him. December 24, 2001, Harvey Martin died of pancreatic cancer at Baylor Medical Center in Grapevine, Texas, 51 years old. Martin died at 51, spent. His co-MVP is 73 and still throwing round kicks. Somewhere in Texas, a 73-year-old man still trains martial arts, still throws round kicks that would make most fighters flinch. Randy White never learned how to stop hitting things. Rewind to 1977. The manster, half man, half monster, anchored the Doomsday Defense at its absolute peak. Super Bowl XII against Denver, White and Harvey Martin wrecked everything. Shared the MVP, 111 career sacks across his time in Dallas, 9 Pro Bowls, 7 first-team All-Pro selections, the most feared interior defender of his generation, and nobody who lined up across from him would argue the point. After football, White studied Thai boxing under Chai Sirisute, founder of the Thai Boxing Association of the U.S. 2 months in, his round kick reportedly registered 400 psi on a pressure gauge, because of course it did. He married Dallas model Vicki Haney in 1978. They have a daughter, Jordan. Today at 73, White still represents himself and his late co-MVP at Super Bowl reunions. Harvey Martin's been gone since 2001. White carries his own part of that night, and Martin's memory with it. They called him half man, half monster. Martin could have told you which half showed up on game day. Both. White carried both Super Bowl trophies because Martin couldn't. Pearson carried his own weight for 33 years before Canton acknowledged it. 33 years. That's how long Drew Pearson waited for Canton. The Hall of Fame finally called in 2021, and by then, he was 71 years old. One of the longest waits any great receiver has had to sit through. Rewind. Pearson went undrafted. No combine hype, no first-round fanfare. Didn't matter. 489 career receptions, 7,822 receiving yards, 48 receiving touchdowns. He became Roger Staubach's most trusted target through the heart of the dynasty. The guy running routes when America's team earned that name. The 1977 squad that took Super Bowl XII. Pearson was the reason defenses couldn't load the box against Dorsett. He built a post-career in business and broadcasting, stayed visible, stayed involved, stayed passed over every single year the Hall vote came around. Senior committee finally got it right. Today at 75, Pearson is a Canton Gold Jacket holder married to Marcia Haynes, daughter of Harlem Globetrotters legend Marcus Haynes. Undrafted kid who caught everything Staubach threw and waited decades for the bronze bust to prove it. Pearson finally got his bronze bust. Dorsett's second act is harder to frame in gold. Millions raised for McGuire Memorial through his Celebrity Golf Classic. Over 150 former players treated for sleep apnea through his work with the Pro Player Health Alliance. That's Tony Dorsett's second act. The football part, just as loud. Dorsett won the Heisman at Pittsburgh in 1976. Arrived in Dallas as a rookie in 1977 and immediately became the spark Tom Landry's machine needed. That Super Bowl XII roster already had the Doomsday Defense, already had Staubach. Dorsett gave it a gear nobody could contain. 12,739 rushing yards over 12 seasons. 77 rushing touchdowns. 13 more through the air. 4 Pro Bowls. First-team All-Pro in 1981. 1,000 yards rushing in 8 of his first 9 seasons. He led the NFC in rushing during the strike-shortened 1982 campaign with 745 yards in 9 games. Then, January 3, 1983, Monday Night Football in Minnesota. Cowboys only had 10 men on the field. Fullback Ron Springs missed the play call. Dorsett took the handoff anyway. 99 yards. Longest run from scrimmage in NFL history, a record that stood alone for 35 years until Derrick Henry tied it in 2018. Dallas still lost 31-27. The loss is a footnote. That run lives forever. Hall of Fame 1994. College Football Hall of Fame the same year. One of the rare players to win a Heisman, a national championship, a Super Bowl, and earn enshrinement in both halls. Today, at 72, Dorsett has spoken publicly about memory loss and signs of CTE while partnering with the Pro Player Health Alliance to hold free sleep apnea awareness events across the country. In 1977, 10 men on the field couldn't slow him down. Now he's using his name to help former players breathe, sleep, and get checked. Dorsett couldn't choose when the game left him. Cliff Harris could, and did. 6 Pro Bowls in a row, 5 Super Bowl appearances, 29 interceptions. Cliff Harris hit like a linebacker from the safety position, and the nickname said everything. Captain Crash. At Ouachita Baptist, nobody recruited him. Dallas signed him as an undrafted free agent in 1970. By 1977, he was the heartbeat of the Doomsday Defense, the guy offensive coordinators schemed around every single week. Then at 31, he walked away. Not injury, not decline. The oil business. Harris built an energy company in Texas while football moved on without him. The Hall of Fame moved on without him too, for decades. 2020, the call finally came. 50 years after his first snap in Dallas, Harris got his gold jacket. Today, at 77, he runs his energy company out of Rockwall, Texas, and co-authored a book with Charlie Waters about their years patrolling that Cowboys secondary together. Captain Crash, still in Rockwall, still working. Today at 77, Charlie Waters works alongside Cliff Harris at a gas marketing company in Texas. The other half of Dallas's safety tandem, still in business with his running mate decades later. Back in the 70s, Waters was the ball hawk, 41 career interceptions. Clemson kid, 66th pick in the 1970 draft, turned into one of the best safeties the Cowboys ever had. After Dallas, he coached. Defensive coordinator for the Broncos in 1993 and 1994, then Oregon in 1995. That December, his oldest son Cody died in his sleep in Eugene, 12 days before his 18th birthday. Waters had 2 younger sons, one named Cliff after Harris. 41 interceptions, 3 Pro Bowls, and a career that still feels bigger than the way history files it away. Today at 69, Tony Hill runs celebrity basketball and softball games for charity. That's the landing for a receiver who would become Dallas's vertical threat opposite Drew Pearson. 479 catches, 7,988 yards, 51 touchdowns across his Dallas career. Hill stretched defenses, and Staubach made him pay for every step of separation. Now he's CEO of Legend Sports Promotions, organizing celebrity events and golf tournaments that funnel money to charitable organizations. He also works as a resource development manager for the city of Allen Parks and Recreation. Dallas called him a deep threat. Turns out, he was a long game guy all along. Hill turned charity work into a career. Wright turned his into a calling. After football ended, Rayfield Wright poured himself into kids. He co-founded Kids for Tomorrow with fellow NFL players. He created the Rayfield Wright Foundation, helping children get college grants. He coached the Arizona Rattlers in 1992. He ran the NFL Alumni Caring for Kids program through the mid-90s. Every second act pointed toward the next generation. The first act earned all of it. Wright spent 13 seasons anchoring the right side of Dallas's offensive line. Pro Football Hall of Fame Class of 2006. Cowboys Ring of Honor 2004. The man Landry trusted to anchor the right side of that 1977 championship line. Then the cost came due. Early onset dementia, memory loss, seizures that caused multiple car accidents. Wright joined the class action concussion lawsuit against the NFL, settled in 2015. He said 13 seasons and repeated head trauma did the damage. April 7th, 2022. Rayfield Wright dies at 76. Survived by his wife Di, 5 children, and his brother Lamar. He spent a career keeping his quarterback upright. Nobody kept him from what was coming. 106 career sacks across 15 seasons as a Dallas Cowboys defensive end. Ed Too Tall Jones, 6'9", long enough to swat passes at the line and wreck pocket structure on the other side. Part of that doomsday front that made 1977 possible. Then 1979 hits, and Jones walks away from football to box professionally. 6 fights. He came back to Dallas in 1980 and played 10 more seasons. Today, at 75, Jones keeps a low public profile, which feels almost impossible for a 6'9" star who once left the NFL to fight in the ring. Most defensive ends fade into the film room or the broadcast booth. Too Tall chose quiet instead. Too Tall chose quiet. The man who coached him got the opposite ending: public, awkward, and impossible to hide. There's a bronze statue outside AT&T Stadium. Fedora, arms crossed, stoic. The last image of a man who built the Dallas Cowboys from nothing and watched the new owner end his era overnight. Tom Landry took the job in 1960. The Cowboys went 0-11-1 that first year. 5 seasons of losing before the machine caught. But Landry had a plan. The 4-3 defense, the flex scheme, formations nobody had seen before. By 1966, Dallas was winning. By 1970, they were in the Super Bowl. By 1977, the Doomsday Defense he'd engineered carried that team to a Super Bowl XII demolition of Denver, 27-10. 270 total career wins, 250 in the regular season, 20 consecutive winning seasons, 5 NFC titles, 13 division titles, 3 Super Bowl appearances in 4 seasons between 1975 and 1978. The Cowboys became America's team on his watch. A label Landry didn't love because he knew it painted a target on Dallas every week. Then, 1989. Jerry Jones bought the franchise and fired Landry one day after closing the purchase. 29 consecutive seasons as head coach of one franchise. An NFL record ended almost overnight. No clean farewell, no final season to absorb what he had built. Landry walked away, went back to Highland Park Methodist Church, gave sermons, stayed quiet. The Hall of Fame came in 1990. Then in May 1999, a leukemia diagnosis. February 12, 2000, Tom Landry died at 75. The Cowboys wore a fedora patch on their jerseys the entire 2000 season. Texas named a stretch of Interstate 30 after him. His hometown of Mission, Texas, named a stadium for him. That bronze statue still stands in Arlington, fedora on, arms folded, watching the franchise he made famous. The Staubach company sold for $613 million in 2008. That's the headline. That's where Roger Staubach ended up. Not broke, not struggling, not searching for meaning. Successful on a scale almost no former player has matched. But rewind. Roger Staubach, 6'2", Navy man before he was a Cowboy. Won the Heisman in 1963, then served his country, including a tour in Vietnam before he ever took an NFL snap. He joined Dallas as a 27-year-old rookie in 1969 and didn't win the starting quarterback job until 1971, when he was 29. 11 seasons in Dallas, 22,700 passing yards, 153 touchdowns, 2 Super Bowl wins, an 83.4 passer rating in an era that punished quarterbacks. They called him Captain Comeback for a reason. 23 fourth-quarter comebacks across his career. The 1977 squad was his masterpiece. That offense hummed, the Doomsday Defense suffocated, and Staubach quarterbacked the whole machine to a Super Bowl XII title. He retired in 1980 at 38. Concussions forced the decision. And here's where the story splits from almost every other player on this list. Staubach had already founded his real estate company in 1977 while still playing. By the mid-80s, the Staubach Company had become a major commercial real estate firm. Jones Lang LaSalle bought it in 2008 for $613 million. Staubach held the biggest stake. The Hall of Fame came in 1985. The fortune came after. Today, at 84, Staubach still lives in Dallas, still connected to commercial real estate, still shows up at Cowboys events. One of the greatest post-football business stories the league has ever seen. $613 million is one kind of post-career. 52 interceptions and a quiet exit is another. Not every name from that Doomsday era stayed in the spotlight. Mel Renfro, 52 interceptions, a Hall of Fame inductee in 1996. After the playing days ended, Renfro coached defensive backs for the Los Angeles Express in the USFL in 1984, then joined Gene Stallings' St. Louis Cardinals staff in 1986. The early 80s also brought financial and legal challenges, but Renfro eventually rebuilt a quieter public life around speaking, family, and the old Cowboys legacy. Today, at 84, Renfro works as a motivational speaker. 4 children, married to Patricia through the whole ride. If anyone tries to make him a footnote in that Cowboys defense, 52 interceptions answer back. Super Bowl XII, Tom Landry's Cowboys dismantling Denver 27-10. 2 defensive linemen sharing the MVP. A rookie named Dorsett changing everything. That was the coronation. Staubach built a real estate empire. Renfro still giving speeches at 84. Some of these guys thrived. Some never got the peaceful ending. All of them wore that star when it meant something specific. Subscribe if you want more old NFL stories where the ending matters as much as the ring. The next video is on screen now.